Here's Moises Alou, first ball hitter, dead first fastball hitter. Chase high fastballs, high and away, throw him breaking balls. He'll chase stuff down in the dirt. Last time up, he hit the double on what appeared to be a slider about thigh high.
One of 3 Marlin hits off Alvarez. Giants have 4 against Alex Fernandez, but one of them was a Jeff Kent home run.
There's a little byplay going on here. Alvarez was upset with Alou the last time he batted because he stepped out a couple of times. He even broke a bat, but he was a little bit impatient with Alou getting back into the batter's box. And they followed the scouting report. This is Alou's 3rd at bat, and each time they've started him off with an off-speed pitch. They have not given him a first pitch fastball.
2-0. I thought it was interesting the way they've worked to Sheffield. The first pitch he saw that was anywhere close, he took a big rip at and popped up. His previous time out on a 2-2 pitch, he fouled out swinging at a pitch outside the strike zone, but it was close enough, and he was getting frustrated, I believe, with the way the Giants had been pitching around him.
And that's one of the reasons that he got off to such a slow start this year. Teams were not giving in to him, not giving him a lot of pitches to hit. They were walking him in situations where a walk was not called for, so finally he got a little impatient and started going out of the strike zone.
On 2-1, foul ball.
You know, if this is a different ball game too, Joe, I think you might see Sheffield being a little more patient. But with the Giants leading 1-0 and Sheffield, a guy who can tie the game or put you out front with somebody on, he's up there trying to hack. He's trying to get them back to even.
Alvarez approaching the century mark here in the 6th. A liner sent whistling through the middle.
There's that high fastball that he wants. Fastball up and out over the plate, and he hit a bullet right back through the middle.
A 2-out single, and Alou is 2 for 3.
Let's take a look at the sequence of pitches. You're going to see a changeup away, the first pitch, fastball away, another fastball away, another one away, and then he got a fastball up and out over the plate, and he lined it to center field for a base hit. One thing the computer will tell you is that the fastball up in the strike zone is always faster than the fastball down in the strike zone.
Alou stole 9 bases during the year. Alvarez against Conine, who's 0 for 2, but another throw over.
And if you're Brian Johnson, you like this. You want your pitcher to be aware that that runner's at first base. We mentioned that it maybe cost him the ball game in Florida the other day because Roberto Hernandez did not check Sheffield. He stole second and scored the winning run.
Alvarez consistently staying away from these guys that can really sting him. Nice running fastball that time. Down and away on Conine, about knee high, but off the outside corner.
And the one thing with Alvarez, he's not just spotting it out there, Bob. It has some giddy up on it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Even though that stolen base total is modest, with 2 out in a 1-run game, the possibility of his taking off increases, and Alvarez and the Giants are aware of that. Not going, high and outside.
Well, he used a little slide step then, did not pick his leg up, but each time he's done that, it looks like he's not getting the pitch exactly where he wants.
To the plate, and again way high and outside.
This is the slide step. Well, this is his regular motion here where he picks his leg up and gives you the regular throw. That's his last pitch, but the pitch before, he doesn't lift his front leg. He just kind of slides it toward the plate. That's called a slide step.
Bouncing ball, Miller knocks it down, but they have no play beyond that. Deflected into the outfield, and runners are at first and second with 2 down.
There was a good example of the slide step right there, Joe, on a breaking ball that was hit off the glove of Miller at third by Conine. Watch this. There's the slide step that Joe was talking about right there on a breaking ball that Conine hit sharply to Miller's left. He got a glove on, can't hang on. Watch this.
So with 2 outs, singles by Alou and Conine give Charles Johnson a chance to do something for the Marlins. He's walked and grounded out. His 1 hit in the series was a home run.
Remember earlier tonight when we talked to Jimmy Leland about Charles Johnson, he said this is the guy that really turned things around. He had a hot July and August, and that's what got the Marlins going. Plus what he does for you behind the plate.
2-0.
Alvarez making that conscious effort to stay away. You can get Johnson with breaking balls, but you better not hang one. Not a good average with runners in scoring position.
Three balls, no strikes. Devon White next.
You got to let him go here, don't you? 3-0, down by a run.
You might let a veteran hitter hit in this situation, Bob. I'm not so sure he will let a guy that's only been in the big leagues 2 years do it, but Jim Leland kind of lets the chips fly sometimes.
Called strike, appeared to be taking all the way.
Bobby Bonilla, Felipe, Moises Alou, Gary Sheffield, you let those guys go, but he's only been in the big leagues a couple of years. Kind of hard to let him swing in that situation. He may swing at anything.
The 3-1 full count. So Alou from second and Conine from first will be off.
Now they're on their feet here. 62,000 plus at Candlestick Park.
Alvarez working with only the slimmest of margins, leading 1-0. And Johnson out to talk with him.
It's a good idea here, Bob, because this is a big pitch in this ball game. You want to make sure that you're on the same wavelength. You want to know what the scouting report said. You want to make sure that you feel comfortable trying to get the ball low and away. Or if you want to come inside, you have to make sure that this is the pitch I want to throw in this game-winning situation, because that's what it could be.
Joe Morgan, Bob Uecker, Bob Costas in San Francisco, where Jim Leland's Marlins are trying to wrap it up and Dusty Baker's Giants are trying to stay alive. The Braves await the winner in the National League Championship Series. Marlins lead this division series 2-0. There go the runners, and now the bases are loaded for Devon White.
This is that last pitch sequence on Charles Johnson. Fastball away again, and then right back inside with a fastball. There's the strike on the outside corner. Here's the swing and a foul on a fastball, and then missing outside to walking. There you see what he's trying to do with Johnson. All heaters in the 90s, high 80s, and that last fastball high and away to walking.
Dusty Baker told us an interesting story about a visit he took to the mound with Wilson Alvarez earlier this season in a tough situation like this, a game they had to win, and he asked him, how do you feel? And he said he feels okay, and Dusty said that wasn't exactly what he wanted to hear, And he looked him in the eyes again, and Wilson Alvarez says, if we're going to lose it, I want to be the one to lose it. And that's exactly what Dusty Baker wanted to hear, so he left him in the ball game, and he must have told him what he wanted to hear this time.
Yeah, he thought about taking him out of that game, Joe. He was walking out there because he didn't look like he had it. But his last question, how do you feel? When he said, I want to stay in here, I want to lose it. If we're going to lose it, I'm going to lose it, like you said. That's when Baker said, go get him.
Now they're beginning to stir the Giant bullpen. But it's Alvarez and White right now. Ball one to the veteran switch hitter, who has singled and flied out. He has 6 career grand slams. The former Indian Julian Tavares gets up. Went to the World Series with them in '95. In there, 1-1. Two balls and a strike. As that one almost got White on the ankle.
This is a low inside breaking ball and almost nailed him. White just avoiding that curveball. Low and inside, almost nailed him.
Well, he's worked himself into a situation now where he's got to come with the fastball. He just has to make a good pitch. You do not want to get one and leave it up out over the middle of the plate.
On 2-1. In the air to left. Bonds goes back. Bonds to the track. This ball is a grand slam home run. With 2 out. Alou singles. Conine singles off Miller's glove. Johnson walks to load the bases, and Devon White, who hit just 188 from the right side this year with only 1 home run, launches a grand slam.
You talk about a ball right down Main Street. Here's a 2-1 fastball, and White really hit this ball. This ball was really hit hard. High and deep, and despite the wind, got out of here by plenty.
Well, he got himself into a fastball situation by trying to throw a 1-1 slider, and everybody in the ballpark knew a fastball was coming.
And Fernandez, the pitcher, fouls it back. Look at Dusty's reaction. Just lowers his head.
Well, he didn't have anybody ready in the bullpen anyway. I mean, he was going to stay with Alvarez no matter what. But he just made a bad pitch right down the middle, 2-1, and Devon White knocked it out of here.
Well, if Alvarez told him the same thing he had said on the previous occasion you described, let me be the guy to lose it, that just might be the case.
Well, it's understandable. He's only in the 6th inning here, and he's been throwing the ball hard. He's been pitching well. He's been hitting his spots until he gets into the 6th here. He gets the first 2 guys, gives up a couple of base hits, then walks Johnson, and then Devon White nailed it.
2-2. Of course, in that situation, there was never a question of his coming out of the game because Tavares had just gotten up. So Baker wanted to talk to him about how to work against Devon White, but when he fell behind with the bases loaded, especially having walked the previous guy, his 4th walk of the game in just 5 2/3, you knew he had to bring one home. Now Fernandez hits this ball pretty well. Javier going back on it, and he's able to track it down with an over-the-shoulder lunging catch. Fernandez gave it a pretty good ride. The Marlins jump in front 4-1 on the grand salami from Devon White.